Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on mysterious and weird, true stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 492, written by sciencemint. Secrets of a Mother's Words Lost in Time. I phoned my mom, as I routinely do, and she immediately picked up after one ring and said, "Hi honey, I was just thinking of you." I was about to reply, but as I started to speak, I noticed the phone kept ringing like it hadn't even been answered yet. It rang for 3 more rings until she picked up and said exactly the same thing. "Hi honey, I was just thinking of you." It was in the exact same way she said it before. Her tone was the same and it sounded exactly the same both times. The call was not disconnected at any time. It freaked me out, the tone being so similar both times. So I asked her if she was repeating herself and if she had answered before. She was confused and said no to both of my questions. I also asked her if I took long to reply after she answered, and she said no, even in a more confused tone now. I didn't tell her what I experienced because it messed my brain up so much. I'm really scratching my head here. Case notes, file number 492. At first glance, this could be explained away by a tech glitch, until you mentioned that your mother didn't notice you replying slowly. If it was a tech glitch where on your mother's end, the phone line connected sooner, she'd have noticed a few seconds delay before it connected on your end and you verbalized your response. But you said she didn't. Somehow, time itself was affected here. I wonder if it is related to the fact that she was thinking of you just as you decided to call her. Her own brain power displaced time by a few seconds. If so, your mother's power level is close to that of Dragon Ball Super's Hit. She has the potential to become the best assassin in the multiverse. Epic. Bonus file written by Mad Mac 207. Secrets of the Attic Poltergeist. When I was younger, my room was on the 2nd floor of my parents' house. It wasn't a huge house, and the 2nd floor was only over half the 1st floor. It consisted of a hallway at the top of the stairs, 2 bedrooms, and a bathroom that was only accessible from either of the bedrooms. One bedroom was just a guest room and didn't get used much. My room was at the end of the hall, opposite the top of the stairs, and to the left of my bedroom doorway, inside my bedroom, was a hatch that led to the attic over the remainder of the house, which I had a poster over. My buddy and I were home alone playing video games one night when the bathroom doorknob started turning back and forth by itself. Both of us were freaked out, but wanted to see what it was, so we both got up and walked over to the door and opened the door to see what it was. Dead silence in the bathroom, but the door to the other bedroom was open. It was never open because I hated going into that bathroom and looking into the dark, empty guest room at night. So we are scared. But we go back to our video games and about 5 minutes go by, and the poster over the hatch to the attic falls off. This poster had been there for months and was held up with tacks. The tacks remained in place, but the corners of the poster all just ripped away from the tacks, and less than a minute later, my bedroom doorknob starts turning back and forth. My buddy and I both get up and open the door. As we open the door, we hear loud footsteps running down the stairs. Too scared to check out what happened, we just closed and locked the door and didn't leave my room until morning. One other time when I was home alone, a couple months later with my parents' old dog, Buddy, I was in the kitchen making dinner. This was around 6 p.m., so the sun was just going down. All of a sudden, Buddy, who was laying by the kitchen island while I was cooking, gets up and starts losing his crap, hair standing straight up on his back, and starts running back and forth to the bottom of the stairs and back to me. Every time he got to the bottom of the stairs, he was barking and snarling towards the top of the stairs. Buddy was a type of dog who, if a stranger came over, or someone he didn't know, he ran up to them to greet them, tail wagging. So it was very strange to see him like this. I later asked my older brother if he had ever had weird things happen upstairs. The bedroom with the attic hatch in it was his room before it was mine. He told me he would regularly hear something in the attic and ended up putting his dresser in front of the hatch. Case file number 493, written by JohnnyGlasken. Secrets of the Hotspring of Dread. Hopefully some of you find this interesting. Personally, I will never forget it. For a little background, I was 18 at the time and had been on a bushwalking road trip with my dad in the north-southwest outback. I was set up to meet with my brother, 21, and a mutual friend in a small rural town to go vermin shooting on a huge outback property. I had been in the Army Reserve for more than a year and a member of the Scout movement for more than 5 years. I spent a lot of time, and still do, hiking and camping solo, and really enjoyed the solitude of the Australian bush. I provide this context to highlight that I was very experienced and comfortable with being in remote and desolate locations. After my dad dropped me off at my friend's place and my brother arrived, we piled into our friend's car and headed into the outback as night fell. After several hours, we arrived at our destination and walked into the dark to hunt with 22s, a .243, and a shotgun. We set up a basic camp before sunrise and slept until about midday, then back out for another night shooting. On the third night, we only stayed out for a few hours. Over the whole 2 days, we did not see another soul. I feel this is important to mention because what happened to me next had nothing to do with the remoteness or bush setting. On the last morning after packing up camp, our friend wanted to visit a small town nearby where there was a natural hot spring to soak in before the drive home. This sounded like a fantastic idea, so we went. As we drove into the small town, I sensed what I recall as a hissing or buzzing sound that gave me intense goosebumps and shivers. At first, I thought it might have been one of those passing moments that disappears as soon as it starts, but this feeling continued and even intensified. It was a horribly oppressive feeling that I did not know how to handle. My brother and friend got out and dived into the pool, but I could not bring myself to do anything, spending the next 20 to 30 minutes feeling like I was about to throw up, and I never throw up. I didn't know how to communicate my feelings to the other two, so did not say anything. We jumped back into the car and drove back the way we came, and the feeling subsided. It was a little while later that I realized I felt okay and was able to relax a little, but I remember being confused and feeling weird for the next few hours. I have heard about times where a person or place didn't resonate, and that is exactly what this was. It was more than a feeling of discomfort, more like a feeling of dread and danger, but I was the only one of us who felt it. I spoke to my brother years later about it, and he only vaguely recalled the visit to the town and pool at all, but remembers the camping and hiking part vividly. I have never been back to that small town, but often think about it and wonder whether it would have the same effect now. For anyone interested, the place is called Piliga Artesian Boar Bath, on the outskirts of the town of Piliga. Case file number 494, written by Skautist. Secrets of Gift Stalking. Earlier today, I made it into a big competition. I cried, got super happy, and of course told all of my friends about it, as there's actually not a level higher than it. It's been my dream to compete there since I was a little kid. One of my Discord friends, who I don't know as well as the others, says congrats and posts a gif of someone doing my sport. Totally normal, yeah? Except the gif is of me. I am the freaking gif. I had no idea if gifs of me even existed. I'm not famous or wealthy, and I'm also not a child prodigy. So I'm like, okay, what the hell? I'm in the gif, but there's no way this dude knows who I am, and he's a real life friend of another person in the server, so I know where he's from and that he's not a creep. It was just a random chance. Well, that's what I told myself. And then I went to another, totally unrelated server and told them about that story and how crazy I thought it was. I get only one response. It is a gif of me. What the hell? I'm not swimming in gifs over here. I'm not even the first result in any of the searches I did to find the gifs, and of all my searching, I only found 3 gifs out of quite a few that look similar. To top it off, the people on the server know even less about me. Not even my first name or what country I live in. I'm losing my goddamn mind. Why are there gifs of me, and why do people know to instinctively use them?